Kalamboan, Dala, Tanan. Usa ka oras nga programa maghatod kaninyo sa mga katikaran may kalabutan sa Kalamboan dili lamang sa komunidad apan sa kinatibukan. Kalamboan, Dala, Tanan.
Davao, Mindanao, may kadlaw. Inyong alagad, Saldi Chato sa Kalamboan, Dala, Tanan.
Kinisa ba inyong higala sa kahanginan Rafi Bermejo? May adlaw.
O siyempre sa itong mga tigpaminaw karon sa itong mga viewers dito sa Kalamboan, Dala, Tanan. Di na ito magkauban si Congressman Carlos Morales Torresab sa ubay-ubay gyud ng mga gibuhaton dito sa Kolohang Manila. Pero sa itong mga televiewers, sulod sa kauras, ato makauban sa ang atong duha ka mga dapit ng mga bisita. Siyempre, gikan sa PBA Party List, inyo nang may bawaan ko sa mga importanteng impormasyon na mapaabot diha sa inyo pinagi sab sa atong duha ka mga dinapit nga mga bisita. Raf?
Og tungod niya na Sals, no? Tungod sa atong espesyal nga bisita karon ang PBA Party List. Mga kaigsunan ng atong hisgutan, siyempre human nato sila maila-ila o maabi-abi, no? Matimbaya. Hisgutan nato ang ilahang main agenda, no? Kung unsa katong ilahang plataporma pag sila matagag higayon nga matagaan og slot sa atong gobyerno, particular diya sa House of Representatives. Sa atong hisgutan kining ilahang proposed Department of Culture and Sports ug ang pagbarog sa Philippine Sports Academy. Siyempre, dili na ito kalimtan mga kaigsuunan ng inyong mga pangutana gikan sa inyong tagsa-tagsa ka mga barangay. O Salds, sa way paglangan mga kaigsuunan, atong ila-ila ang atong banggitang congressman, no? Ang PBA Party List Representative, si Congressman Mark Sambar. Sir,
magandang araw sa ating mga viewers and maraming salamat kay Sir Zaldi, Sir Rafi for inviting me here today.
Mga kaigsunan, ang ato ikaduhang bisita gikan gyapon sa PBA Party List, ang ilahang siyempre spokesperson and nominee, walay lain mga kaigsunan, no? Ang PBA Party List spokesperson in the person of Jericho Coco Nograles. Sir.
Maayong adlaw, mga kaibigan, ako si Coco Nograles, inyong spokesperson sa PBA Party List.
Okay,
Congressman Mark, you flew all the way from Manila to be with us. Ano po ba ang magandang hangin nagdala sa inyo sa Davao? At siyempre, bago niyo po sagutin ang ating mga katanungan, hindi po ba kayo natakot na mabiktima ng laglag bala?
Well, first and foremost, nandito po ako sa Davao para bisita ang ating mga kaibigan at siyempre ipaliwanag po ulit ang PBA Party List sa ating mga kababayan. In regards naman po sa itong laglag bala scam, I know it's been a very big controversy that's been surrounding our country. Pero I would like to congratulate po yung inyong mayor po dito, si Mayor Duterte, that yung nagkaroon po ng controversy dito sa Davao, inaksyonan po kaagad at sana po this will be a good example for the national government to follow. Kasi nakikita po natin na hanggang ngayon sa Manila, hindi pa nila masyadong na-actionan po to. So, I mean, in terms of the laglag bala scam, wala naman po tayong dapat pagtakutan kasi it's been widely publicized already. Yeah.
Okay, Sir Coco, kayo po'y taga Davao at Dugong Nograles at Tatak K. Pero alam po namin na kayo ay umiikot na sa ating bansa para sa PBA Party List. Ano naman po ang inyong opinion dito sa laglag bala?
Well, actually, Saldi, nakakalungkot talaga itong ating laglag bala. Especially with the fact that, the earliest reported case that we have is September of 2012 with a British national. And this British national came out into the open because nga, according nga to, sabi nga ni Kong Mark, na bulgar na ito. Yung obvious, naging bulgar na. And then dito sa British National, kinuwento niya na masama talaga ang ginawa sa kanila. And it's not just the laglag bala that we must focus on. I think we must also focus on other matters. Like in October, merong nahuli na isang policeman na dun sa Sex for Travel scheme na hindi siya makatravel unless merong mga pabor na nangyari. Although buti na lang na nahuli siya, I hope mahuli din ng government itong mga other perpetrators. I honestly believe that when it comes to these laglag bala incidents, wala naman sigurong mga sindikato dito, but this is a rampant case of people taking advantage of travelers. And that's what's sad about it. And it all boils down to management. Management must take responsibility. In my opinion, long and short, I think management has to go.
Okay, for Congressman Mark, for the benefit of our audience and for our own understanding, no, Congressman, ano ba itong PBA party list? Ano ba yung kanyang advocacies at saka yung kanyang mission?
Well, ang PBA party list, which stands for Puwersa ng Bayaning Atleta, is the only sports-related party list that was in Congress. Ang layunin po namin is, of course, for sports development, for athletes. But going further, we also want to focus on health, the benefits of sports in health, and then the benefits of sports for our youth. Marami po kaming mga programa, marami po kaming mga advokasya. At actually, our two main advocacies are the creation of the Department of Sports and Culture, and then the creation of the Philippine Sports and Culture Academy. Yes. Yun po yung actual main legislative agenda ng PBA party list for this upcoming 2016 election. Pero on top of that, PBA party list really focuses on how to use sports as a vehicle for our country in terms of nation building, in terms of how to engage our youth sector, and at the same time, how to promote a healthy lifestyle to all the people here in the Philippines.
Okay. For Sir Coco, si Congressman Manny Pacquiao po nakilalang kasapi ng PBA party list. Is the soon-to-be Senator Pacquiao a member of this PBA party list? At ano din yung ginagawa ni Congressman Pacquiao sa ating party
Well,
list?
Congressman Emmanuel Manny Pacquiao is the chairman emeritus of PBA party list, and we support him.
Alright, alright.
Okay, Congressman Mark, ano po ba ang masasabi niyo sa mga inihain na petisyon para disqualify sa pagtakbo ng senador si Congressman Manny Pacquiao?
Well, alam naman po natin na tatakbong senador si Manny Pacquiao nung medyo matagal-tagal na po. I mean, he made it obvious that he wants to run for a higher position, higher than Congress. It's unfortunate na gustong gawin ng parang gustong sirain ang pangalan ni Congressman Pacquiao or soon-to-be Senator Pacquiao in the sense na gusto nilang i-disqualify siya for small and petty concerns. Sinasabi daw na palagi daw siyang absent or palagi po wala po siyang nagagawang mga mabubuting projects sa kanyang bayan. But if you look at where the disqualification case comes from, it's from a person who lives in Makati. Pag nakita po naman natin yun, ano pong knowledge ng person na to on what's happening in the district of Sarangani? I mean, at the same time, a lot of the projects that Congressman Pacquiao, what he does is focused primarily in his legislative district. Even his absenteeism is not a problem kasi for the most part, palagi naman po si Kong Manny sa kanyang distrito kaya baka hindi lang nagre-reflect sa roll call ng House. But that's not grounds for disqualification for running into the Senate. Also, if you look at the requirements, wala naman po nakasulat doon na, di ba, na pag-absent ka po sa Congress or may iba pang trabahong ginagawa ang isang legislator na that's grounds for disqualification. We have a lot of other senators, a lot of other congressmen that do other things that are also absent, but wala naman pong problema sa kanilang pagtatakbo. And I think it's unfair to judge Manny so early. I think he can give us or give our country so much more. He can provide good service and he can provide good leadership for our country. And I think we shouldn't sell him short on that.
Sir Coco, for your part, what is your take on this disqualification petitions on the senatorial candidacy of Congressman Manny Pacquiao?
Well, you know, our constitution is very clear on this matter. We only have 5 requirements for you to run for senator. Number 1, you have to be a natural-born Filipino. Number 2, at least 35 years of age on the day of the elections. Number 3, you have to be a resident of the Philippines for at least 2 years and a registered voter. And number 5, able to read and write. And I think it's very clear that the Honorable Manny Pacquiao is capable and fits the requirements to be a candidate and to be a senator.
Alright, for Congressman Mark again, no? Congressman Mark, allow us to take this opportunity to thank you, no? Personally, and to your PBA party list for helping Davao complete, no, its first and modern sporting facility, the Yusef Dome, no? Kasali ba talaga itong pagpapatayo ng mga ganitong infrastruktura o pasilidad na pangpalakasan sa inyong mission?
Well, of course, with any development of sports and the development of any athletes, there's basic requirements that are needed for us to accomplish that. And the number one, in the first and foremost of that is facilities. Pag wala po tayong fasilidad na para i-train ang ating mga atleta doon, or wala tayong facilities to house athletes or to give them parang a space for them to actually practice their craft, wala po talaga silang papupuntahan. They have no future in that sport, because where are they going to practice? How are they going to hone their skills? How are they going to become champions? Now, the building of the Yusef Dome, or for us to help completing the Yusef Dome, was such an honor for us, kasi nakikita natin Davao is one of the three major cities here in the Philippines. Dito sa Mindanao, this is the major hub in Mindanao. And then nakakahiya po na at that time, wala po tayong major sports facility that is located in Davao, where so many millions of people live. Tapos wala po tayong state of the art, wala po tayong medyo kompletong sports facility. So for us, it was a no-brainer for us to help complete that. It was very important as a stepping stone for especially the development of the athletes here in the Mindanao region, na magkaroon ng ganung facility para at least it will give them hope, and it will give them a starting point, so that they can continue into bigger and better things. So of course, that's just one of the small things, or one of the many things that PBA Party List really advocates for. And then hopefully we want to pursue that even more, and then we want to grow on that, enhance that. Sana po sa susunod we can give more funding for USEP to improve more facilities, build up on the facilities there, increase more equipment, increase more programs, para hindi lang po para sa youth natin dyan, pero even all the coaches and the trainers that are already long retired from or long graduated from USEP, pwede pa nilang gamitin yung mga facilities doon. So those are some of the small things that we want, or that we have planned here in Davao. Sana po we can continue that.
Okay. Sir Coco, you had your own experience in Congress, particularly during the time when your father, Boy Nograles, was Speaker in the House of Representatives. And we know that you had also a hand in the realization of Yusef Dome project. Pakikwento naman, Sir Coco.
Well, actually, yes, I did serve as a director of the House of Representatives in the 14th Congress. And ang trabaho ko doon is to do a lot of the facilitation. And one of the things that I help facilitate really is the construction and the conceptualization of the USEP gymnasium and sports and cultural center. And this was really a brainchild of former Speaker Nograles, na gusto niya na ang Davao magkaroon nga ng venue for sports tourism and as well as cultural tourism. Prior to the USEP Gymnasium, ang pinupuntahan ng PBA is Tagum and Panabo, if you remember. And pinupuntahan ng mga concert would be Central Bank. And so the venue and the capability does not match the demand. And for a growing city like Davao, which can attract neighboring cities and neighboring municipalities to converge, there was a need. And this need was fulfilled with the USEP Gymnasium. And so the dream became a reality. And when their Congress passed, from the 14th to the 15th Congress, there were two congressmen who were very instrumental in the completion of the project, and that would be Congressman Mark Samar as well as Congressman Carlo Nograles. And that's really it.
Congressman Mark, one of the most notable proposals being pushed by PBA party list is this establishment of Department of Sports and Culture. Please tell us your story.
Well, with the Department of Sports and Culture, we saw that the needs of the athletes, the needs of our countrymen, the needs of sports development here in the Philippines, as well as the needs of recreational athletes, yung mga nagbabike, yung mga nagja-jog, they're not being addressed properly. There's no proper guidance, there's no proper attention, there's no proper focus. So to address all these problems, we conceptualized and then we thought of legislating the Department of Sports and Culture. Ang kagandahan po dito sa Department of Sports and Culture, it will be a cabinet level agency. So ibig sabihin, the person that will head this agency will have the ear of the president and it will be part of the national agenda of the administration. Hindi po kagaya ngayon where we have a Philippine Sports Commission where it is just a commission and then the chairman of that commission is only an undersecretary level. So yung pondo po nila is talagang limited. Yung functions po nila is also limited. And then they don't have talagang the authority to give guidance or the authority to give a structure for all athletes here in the Philippines or even mga recreational athletes natin. When I talk about recreational athletes kasi it's like kagaya po yung mga bike lane po natin, yung mga bikers po natin dito sa Pilipinas. I know there's a lot of people who are using bikes now as an alternative form of transportation because of all the traffic. Diba? I mean, we see that nobody gives them attention. Diba? Wala naman maggagawa ng bike lane dyan just for the bikers. Diba? There should be somebody, DPWH will not concentrate on that. The LGUs, of course, they will still debate on that. Tapos the other agencies, of course, that's not part of their mandate. So saan ba dapat ilalagay ito? Now, if we have a Department of Sports and Culture that oversees things like the recreational sports, the proper construction of bike lanes or alternative forms of lanes for alternative forms of transportation, nabibigyan ng pansin yan eh. Now, on the top of that, there's also, like I said, the development of sports. Right now, kanya-kanya po ang nangyayari eh. Now, if we have a guidance for that, we have a goal, we have a mission, we have a vision for what we want for sports here in the country should be. We need a department that will talagang execute that will really focus and say, this is the plan, this is how we will do it, and this is what we need to do. Rather than ngayon na whatever is there, let's just
Kalat lang.
Kalat lang eh. So there's no clear guidance eh. So really the focus of the Department of Sports and Culture is to give guidance to an otherwise unguided program right now.
Sir Coco, we remember that in the past we have the DEX or the Department of Education and Culture Sports and then became Department of Education. Alam niyo ba ang dahilan kung bakit nawala ang culture and sports sa antas ng kabinete?
Well, you know, the history would show that how that happened first. Republic Act 9155 changed Department of Education, Culture, and Sports into simply the Department of Education. So what happened? On the cultural side, Section 8 of that department says that the cultural side of the DEX will now move to the NCCA, the National Commission for Culture and the Arts. And then Section 9 says that all the sports portion would move to the Philippine Sports Commission. And of course, they say in that Republic Act creating the DepEd, they will still continue, the public education system will still continue in the sports and cultural programs. However, it was so vague in these mandates. If you want to know why, I'm not so sure exactly why they did that. But I can tell you what's happening. I was just in public elementary school in Pangasinan and I talked to the principal. Tinanong ko po, Ma'am, kumusta po yung culture at saka yung sports programs natin dito since 2001 to present. So sabi niya, okay naman. Wala naman nagbago, so everything's fine. Tapos sabi ko, ma'am, hindi po ba problema yun na walang nagbago? Hindi po nag-improve, hindi po nadagdagan ang suporta. At napatahimik yung ating mahal na principal doon at sinabi niya, o nga no, it goes to show that the focus for culture and sports is gone. You know? And ano nangyari doon? Yan yung tanong. Biglang sa meeting na yun, nandun din si coach. Sabi naman ni coach sa akin, o nga, problema nga ako, sinasabi ng departamento, sige, turuan nyo yung mga bata mag-sepak takraw. Sabi ni coach, paano ba i-spelling yun? Diba? You know, it sounds funny, but it really is a valid concern because sports and culture is part of the soul of a Filipino. Pag nawala yung soul natin, edi ang tawag sa atin, robot. Our children are being educated to work and not to live. There is a big difference. That's why we in the PBA parties want to change that. So, I hope that we can do something about it.
Okay, mga kaigsunan, daghan patag angay ipangutanan sa atong duha ka bungang bisita, no? Pan mag-break usat tas makadiyo to. Alam mo gawa kay balik dayon ta.
Kalamboan, Dala, Tanan.
Today si Andrew James Sarabina, 27 years old, taga Turil. And then, na ako dari karon para mangita og trabaho. Abot ko dari siguro mga quarter to 10 siguro ko naabot dari. Sa pag-abot na ko dari, wala pa ko kabalo kung unsa jud ang specific na job ang ako ang kwaon or ako ang applyan, pero sa akong nakita dito sa pagtan-aw nako sa mga bakante, dato ko ato sa Jeep Jam, Honda Jeep Jam Cycle Incorporated. Unang-una, gusto ko makatrabaho, unang-una para sa akong pamilya, para po sa akong kaugalingon, o para naabot tayo kaugalingong pangita. Daghang salamat sa job fair na gidala ni Congressman Carlo Nograles din sa NCCC Mall of Davao. Karon nakatrabaho nako sa Honda's Jeep Jam Cycle as office clerk. Ako si Andrew James Sarabina, karon Nanay Kay.
Kalamboan, Dala, Tanan.
Mga kaigsunan, balik na sa atong programa ang Kalamboan Dala, Tanan. Ang atong kinahisgutan, mga kaigsunan, no, katong proposed Department of Sports and Culture. Sir Coco, balikan ko lang yung Republic Act 9155, the act creating DepEd, no?
Yes.
Gusto ko lang itanong kung ano yung meron sa Section 8 at saka Section 9.
Well, to be a little more specific, no, Kuya Rap, ang Section 8 says that the Commission ng Wikang Filipino, the National Historical Institute, the Record Management and Archives Office, and the National Library will now be taken out of the department and it is transferred to the National Commission for Culture and the Arts. The effect there is that the presence of all of these cultural aspects is no longer present in a regional level and on a department level. Ang pasabot ana dili na secretary level ang naga-lobby sa presidente or naga-serve sa presidente ana. It becomes below a secretary level. Also means that the importance is no longer that much of a concern, that it's not part of a cabinet meeting anymore. It is part of an office of the president meeting na lang. So parang staff meeting na lang ta instead of naatay mga serious department issues. Now, Section 9 is a little more controversial. Section 9 says that all functions related to sports competition will now be transferred to the Philippine Sports Commission. This is back in 2001. Okay? And further, Section 9 states that the Bureau of Physical Education and School Sports is hereby abolished.
Nako.
So the abolition of an actual bureau focusing on grassroots development And you're talking about public education system, which goes to the barrio, the rural places. So all of our barangay athletes na tiniil but have talent, they've lost a bureau that is overlooking them completely since 2001. That is 14 years already, going 15 next year. And this is the reason why the PBA party list wants to create a department of culture and sports, that and recreation. That way, we can bring these issues back. I think 15 years of zero focus, or at least a severe lack of focus, is too much. We have hurt our culture too much on this one, and we've hurt our athletes and athletic development too much. And this is what we want. We want to bring this awareness to everyone, and so we're here fighting for this cause.
Okay, murag kinahanglan na ginato suportahan ang cause sa PBA Party List SALS. No? Anyway, Congressman Mark, ano ba ang magiging proseso kung itayo natin yung Department of Sports and Culture?
Well, that's a good question. Please do give me some time to explain kasi this is actually a very critical part. A lot of people are not sure kung paano bang nadadala ang isang, how do you make a department? What are the necessary steps? Actually, what are the necessary steps to make something into a law? Usually, yan yung nakakalimutan ng tao or hindi naiintindihan ng tao. At the same time, this is the primary role of a legislator. Whether you are a congressman or a senator, this is the primary role that we do in Congress, is to craft laws that will benefit our countrymen, that will benefit the society that we live in. So going back, to create this Department of Sports and Culture, pinaka-importante yun, the first part, of course, is to file a bill in Congress.